Hello all. Today we are going to discuss various geography related questions which have been asked in earlier exams, and this program is included within our mains Maharat program, in which we will understand how to write a very good answer. So various sessions have already been taken by various faculties. And now in that continuation, I will discuss about geography question. So before starting or before going to write any answer, I just want to give you a very short glimpse of how to write any answer. So writing answer. So answer writing is both an art as well as science. So writing answer is art and science. So within art, you have to organize your answer, how to represent your answer. Representation means there will be enough place for introduction, your body as well as your conclusion. So there should be, if there is a need, then there should be some figure, some diagram like that. And science portion, your answer should be factual, should be based on fact. It should be analytical. Some analysis should be there. Some kind of positive correlations should be there. So these kind of things we should generally write in an answer. So okay, let's moving further. So I will discuss about those questions which have been asked during 2024 exam in GS. In GS1 there is a portion of geography. In geography this year, this particular year 2024, there were various questions related with geography. So this is the first question, like what is sea surface temperature rise and how does it affect the formation of tropical cyclone? Okay, so if you see this particular question, you will see that there are two parts into the question. First one is what is sea surface temperature rise, and second part is how does it affect the formation of tropical cyclones. So see, there are n number of ways how to write a answer, sir, but there, if you don't know how to start our answer and how to go through that answer, so first of all you just focus how many parts are there into the question. So suppose here you can clearly see there are two parts. What is the sea surface temperature rise, and second, how does it affect the formation of tropical cyclone? Okay, so you can write your answer on the basis of these two parts कि पहला what is the sea surface temperature rise क्या है, और दूसरा how does it affect the formation of tropical cyclone. बेस्ट वे होता है यूपीएससी में, बेस्ट वे कि आप पहले ही से हेडिंग डाल दो कि ये क्या होता है और दूसरे पार्ट की हेडिंग डाल दो. ओके, so or second thing I just want to you just give a brief about that कि why these kind of questions being asked again and again in a question paper. So there is a very a strong relationship between UPSC question as well as newspaper or current affairs things. So this particular question was in news last year. So there were various articles, they were came in various newspapers. Like this particular question, this news article was very important. Warming of Indian Ocean to accelerate. IITM, Indian Institute of Tropical Management, there is an institute based on Goa, and it has published some kind of report कि Indian Ocean जो है ये बहुत warm हो रहा है, and because of that some kind of cyclones, they are originating not only in Bay of Bengal, but they are also now originating in Arabian Sea. So this was also one news. Sea also rises on understanding the Indian Ocean's local impact. Why are cyclones in the Arabian Sea not so common? So So these both articles, they were published in Indian Express newspaper. So these things are, there is a very strong relationship what is being asked in mains question papers and the relationship between newspapers. So these things were in some news. So various keywords you can associate with this particular question. These are like sea surface temperature, factors affecting sea surface temperature, sea surface temperature rise, then natural causes, anthropogenic causes, impact on sea surface rise, relationship between tropical cyclone and sea surface temperature. So like that you have to write your answer. Okay, so your time starts now. I will give you 7 minutes for writing your answer, and then I will give my suggestion to that particular answer. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, I hope you have written the answer. So we can start with very basic thing, like we can start the definition of sea surface temperature. So if you don't know any, it is better to include some, organization or some relevant organization which is already in news, like there is UNFCCC, United Nations Framework of Convention on Climate Change. Otherwise IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. IPCC is very important body related with climate change. So you can take some definition from there, like according to IPCC, sea surface temperature is the rise of upper surface of sea between top layer 1 inch to lay almost 20 meters. So 20 to 30 meters, this is something called as upper sea surface temperature or sea surface temperature. So any increase in the temperature of this surface is known as sea surface temperature rise. And according to IPCC, और ये sea surface temperature बढ़ा कब से है? According to IPCC, since pre-industrialization era, there has been an increase of almost 0.9 degree centigrade temperature of sea surface from this pre-industrialization era, 1850 to 1900 to now. तो अभी क्या है कि लगभग 0.9 degree centigrade temperature has been increased, and this increase almost from 0.9 degree centigrade of this almost 0.6 degree centigrade temperature rise has this increase has happened during last 4 decades. So these last 4 decades are very important as per se for sea surface temperature rise. Okay, so you can start from here. What is the definition of this sea surface temperature rise, and what is how much of rise has already been happened? Okay, and then you can cite or you can write some causes behind that. The causes responsible for sea surface temperature rise. तो causes आप सबसे पहले क्या लिख सकते हो? Whenever you write any answer in geography और causes आपको अगर लिखने हैं, you always give some space for natural causes. Yes, we know that there are always now there will be more anthropogenic causes behind any factor or any event or any phenomena, but still there are some natural things are also. So you can cite some natural causes because of volcanism or inner seas beneath surface phenomena. There is a small increase of temperature, this natural factor, but the major factor is anthropogenic. और एंथ्रोपोजेनिक रीजन में आप क्या लिखोगे कि बिकॉज ऑफ मैक्सिमम क्या है? सी नेचुरल रीजन में क्या होगा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वॉल्केनिज्म हो जाए या सन स्पॉट साइकिल आ जाए, या कि जो वाटर कूलिंग इफेक्ट्स होते हैं दे कैन ऑल्सो रिड्यूस समवेयर, लाइक लेसर amount of ice. So these are various natural factors, but for anthropogenic factors, increasing amount of global warming gases in atmosphere, and because of increasing amount of global or accumulation of these global warming gases, a temperature rise is happen in atmosphere. And sea surface temperature, it acts as a major heat sink for this atmosphere heat. Whenever heat increases in the atmosphere, it is known as heat content, and this heat content is absorbed by the ocean surface. So because of this heat content, the temperature of sea surface increases. So this is one factor, like this is known as heat content, and similarly there is a heat absorption of this heat content by ocean and increase of sea surface temperature. So there are various things, like marine heat waves will be there, and then because of that heat content will be there, and this heat content will result into the heating of ocean. Second factor is like when there is an increase of CO2 into atmosphere, this CO2 will be absorbed, because ocean is a carbon sink also, because ocean absorbs CO2 also. So because of absorption of this CO2 by ocean, there is an increase of CO2 in oceans also. So this also act as a sea surface temperature rise factor. So because of these are few factors you can write into the factors responsible for the heating of. Now we come on second part, and what is the second part? That is how it affect the formation of cyclones. So you very well know that cyclones they require some specific condition, like sea surface temperature should be in more than 26 degrees centigrade, and there will be enough amount of water vapor, so that both this moisture as well as temperature, they provide some kind of heat engine effect for that cyclone origin. So after this origin, there will be there should be some low pressure areas or high temperature low pressure areas should be there. So these kind of factors, they are necessary for the formation of any cyclone. So now suppose if temperature is rising, so what will happen? This is the ocean. So what will happen? So cyclones, there will be innumerable effect of this raised sea surface temperature on this particular ocean. So what will happen कि ओशन में ढेर सारा वाटर है. अब वाटर में क्या होएगा कि जैसे ये टेम्परेचर सी सरफेस का बढ़ेगा तो उससे क्या होएगा, ढेर सारे लो प्रेशर एरिया जनरेट होने लगेंगे. लो प्रेशर. सो सबसे पहला इफेक्ट क्या पड़ेगा ऑन साइक्लोन्स के, देयर विल बी ह्यूज नंबर ऑफ लो प्रेशर एरियाज विच विल फॉर्म इनटू द ओशन. तो पहला इफेक्ट क्या होएगा कि देयर विल बी in a huge number of locations where new cyclones they can form. It has been seen also, like earlier there in FBC with regard to Indian Ocean cyclones, tropical cyclones, then we can see that earlier not there were majority of cyclones, they were forming Bay of Bengal, but now they are forming in Arabian Sea also. So why? Because now Arabian Sea is also warming, so we can see like cyclone Asna is there, cyclone Biparjoy is there, they and innumerable number of cyclones they are forming. तो पहला चीज क्या हो जाएगा कि जो अर्लियर एरियाज थे जहां पे साइक्लोन्स नहीं जनरेट होते थे, नाउ देयर विल बी जनरेशन ऑफ साइक्लोन. पहली चीज. दूसरा इंटेंसिटी, कि दीज लो प्रेशर एरिया बढ़ जाएंगे. सेकेंड, इंटेंसिटी बढ़ जाएगी, कि पहले तो इंटेंसिटी जो उसके साथ में आती थी, जैसे इंटेंसिटी, ड्यूरेशन. थर्ड थिंग ड्यूरेशन. पहले क्या होता था कि 2-3 दिन में ही साइक्लोन एंड हो जाता था, बट नाउ 6 days 7 days दे विल कम लाइक दैट. अब बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ड्यूरेशन जब बढ़ेगी, इंटेंसिटी बढ़ेगी, तो उनके साथ में जो फैक्टर्स होते हैं, कैसे, लाइक क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन, like sea winds or cyclonic winds, rainfall, these kind of things will also increase by having sea surface temperature rise. Again, और क्या क्या हो जाएगा कि earlier they were used to happen in this particular tropical belt. Now since temperature is rising, so they can now originate in beyond tropical area also. They generally occur some summer season, but now because of temperature rise in the sea, they can occur beyond this summer season also. So these kind of, and so there were various 3, 4, 5 extra tropical region, extra seasonal, and path. जो path है, now there will be huge impact on path of also cyclone. It will also change. So these kind, like we can see in the phenomena of cyclone बिपरजॉय. बिपरजॉय में क्या हुआ कि ये यहां से अफ्रीका इस वाले वेस्टर्न अरेबियन सी से ओरिजिनेट हुआ और इट वेंट लाइक दिस, साइक्लोन बिपरजॉय. So this was very unusual event in Indian Ocean. Generally cyclones, they originate in Bay of Bengal and they pass from east to west way. But this cyclone Biparjoy was like, it originated in western region and it passed through eastern direction. So it was very, very unusual thing. So this you can cite into your answer. There is one thing, sea surface temperature rise, and what is the impact on particular cyclones. So these kind of 7 to 8 cyclones impact you can write into your answer. And if you require, you can give one class case study also, cyclone बिपरजॉय. उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा सा बता सकते हो कि साइक्लोन बिपरजॉय was very unusual in the fact of its unusual area of occurrence, its unusual intensity and its unusual path. So these kind of effect can happen due to sea surface temperature rise. और conclusion में आप क्या लिख सकते हो? You can write down कि words should unite together so that they can avert or revert the this global warming things, and we should also prepare for these adverse kind of phenomena. So we have to work on our disaster management bodies. Okay, so by this manner, and India has already taken various kind of steps to track all these cyclones. Our IMD division is working very good, so that they are tracking very finally these cyclone system, and India has organized innumerable of initiative, so that you can cite some 2 or 3 things into your conclusion. Okay, so this is all about our first question. Let's moving further. So next question which was asked into the UPSC, I will share this PDF. Okay, this is the answer one which is submitted by one of my student. She has written in this manner. So you can see there is some representation also, some definition also, and there is a very brief diagrams as well as things are there. So you can, I will share this particular PDF to you so that you can take what is required thing into your answer, and you can write, then after you can write a good answer by that method. So second question which was there in UPSC, why do large cities tend to attract more migrants than smaller towns? Discuss in the light of conditions in developing countries. Again, this question is again having 2 parts. Why do large cities tend to attract more migrants than smaller towns? तो सबसे बेस्ट एक तो देखो क्या है, यूपीएससी में आपको टाइम नहीं मिलेगा सोचने का, तो आपको क्या करना है, विद इन 7 मिनट में आंसर को लिखना है. लिखोगे कैसे आप? You have to very clear into your mind कि I will not go there and there will be no time for thinking कि हम कैसे इसको वो बनाएं, कैसे हम टेम्पलेट बनाएं, कैसे हम इसका स्ट्रक्चर बनाएं. You don't have. सिंपल सा तरीका क्या रहता है कि जस्ट पहला पार्ट देगा, पहले पार्ट के पॉइंट्स में लिख दिया, और दूसरा पॉइंट फैक्ट, तो इसमें भी जैसे पहला पार्ट है ये, व्हाई डू लार्ज सिटीज टेंड टू अट्रैक्ट मोर माइग्रेंट्स देन स्मॉलर टाउन्स. दूसरा, डिस्कस इन द लाइट ऑफ कंडीशन इन डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज, कि दूसरे पार्ट में कि व्हाट आर वेरियस कंडीशन विच आर अवेलेबल और प्रेजेंट इनटू डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज. तो ऐसे करके 2 पार्ट हैं. तो व्हाई डू लार्ज सिटीज अट्रैक्ट मोर माइग्रेंट्स पहला पार्ट, और दूसरे पार्ट में कि डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज के अंदर ऐसी कौन सी कंडीशंस मिलती हैं कि विच सपोर्ट दिस काइंड ऑफ माइग्रेशन टू लार्ज सिटीज. Okay, so this particular question, again there will be there is a strong relationship between question which is being asked by UPSC and newspaper. There was one various news they were published into some newspaper ki circular migration looking at both sides. Again there was few news also so regarding that. And recently India is also conducting population census. So because of that, this particular news, because in population we also count down migration things also. So this was something in news. So keywords you can write: migration in developing countries to urban areas, combination. So this kind of push and pull factors, based on that you can write your answer. So I am again giving you 7 minutes so that you can write your answer. Okay, welcome back. I hope you have written the answer. The question was, why do large cities tend to attract more migrants than smaller towns? तो सबसे पहले आपको यह बताना है कि ऐसे क्या अट्रैक्टिंग फैक्टर्स हैं लार्ज सिटीज में और ऐसे क्या पुशिंग फैक्टर्स और डिसएडवांटेजेस हैं स्मॉलर टाउन्स में, जिससे कि हाउ दीज माइग्रेंट्स दे आर traveling from rural areas to large cities. Suppose we are living in Delhi, and in Delhi we will find migrants from all over the India, from South India also, Eastern India also, Northeastern India also, even from Pahadi region also, so and Rajasthan and neighborhood also. So what are the responsible factor? And responsible factor is that even when I have an opportunity to settle down in nearby town, but I will not settle in nearby town, but I will leave for large cities. So it may be possible these smaller town or nearby town, they are not offering any individual that kind of facilities. So there are various theories associated with that. There are some scholars like Ravenstein, Evert Lee, who have propounded various theories, and according to Ravenstein, there should be some step-wise migration. Step-wise migration क्या होता है कि suppose someone is living in village, he will move or she will move into some smaller town first, and which is relatively near to him. Then little bit city, some villager will move from here to here, a smaller town individual will move from smaller town to city, and this city person will move from this mega city. Like suppose someone is living in some district of Uttar Pradesh, so some village in Uttar Pradesh, he will move to some smaller surrounded town, and nearby town individual will move to some smaller city like Kanpur, and some Kanpur individual he can or she can shift into either in a big city like Delhi or Lucknow or somewhere. So this kind of migration is known as step by step. But for India perspective, what we see, generally village people, they bypass all these things and they directly land into the mega city. They will leave this village and they will directly land into the mega city. So why is this? There should be some factors, disadvantages will be there, और यहां के कुछ ऐसे एडवांटेज होंगे, और एडवांटेज, these are pushing factors, और यहां के पुल फैक्टर. तो ऐसे करके आपको लिख देने हैं कि लार्ज जो स्मॉलर टाउन्स हैं या स्मॉलर टाउन्स हैं उनके डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या क्या हो सकते हैं. तो यू कैन राइट इन्यूमरेबल फैक्टर्स लाइक biggest factor for migration is economic opportunities. तो देखो, जैसे अगर आपको क्या है कि रिप्रेजेंटेशन में कहीं दिक्कत हो तो यहां पे आप कैसे बांट सकते हो, पूरे पेज को ऐसे बांट लो, है ना. यहां पे आप लिख दो फैक्टर्स, इधर डाल लो डिसएडवांटेज इन स्मॉलर सिटीज, और यहां पे एडवांटेज इन बिग सिटी, स्मॉलर टाउन, सॉरी. तो ऐसे करके आप यहां पे अपने आंसर को आप ऑर्गेनाइज कर सकते हो. ऐसे करके यहां पे तो इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर आपने पहला डाला. अब इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर में कि यहां पे जो बिग सिटीज होते हैं, देयर आर इनन्यूमरेबल अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर economic activities, economic livelihood. They can earn their livelihood very easily into the cities, but these towns, they don't offer too much economic opportunities. So daily wages are very low. Here daily wages are very high. So here you can find innumerable opportunities even if you don't have any kind of skill. But in smaller towns, if you have certain skills, then only you can get job opportunities. तो ऐसे करके यहाँ पे ढेर सारे इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज, एंड दिस इज जेंडर सेंट्रिक, कि इन स्मॉलर टाउन्स ओनली मेल दे आर प्रिडोमिनेटेड इनटू द इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज एरियाज, कि वहां पे मेल जो है, एंड मोस्टली दे आर इन्वॉल्व इन सम काइंड ऑफ लेबर थिंग्स, कि जहां पे फिजिकल फोर्स की यूज होता है. बट इन सिटीज इवन फीमेल्स दे हाईली are employed in some companies, some banking sector, so there easily they can find the job opportunities. And even if she doesn't know how to read and write, she can also some domestic cares, she can find opportunities in domestic cares also, maid, daily home केयर, और ऐसे करके आपको ढेर सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज लार्ज सिटी ऑफर करते हैं, मेल सेंट्रिक, फीमेल सेंट्रिक, ऐसे करके. तो पहला इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी अपॉर्चुनिटीज. दूसरा सोशल फैक्टर. देयर आर वेरियस काइंड ऑफ डिसएडवांटेज लिविंग इन स्मॉलर टाउन्स, बट हियर इन बिग सिटीज देयर आर वेरियस काइंड ऑफ एडवांटेज लाइक सोशल टाउन्स. जैसे कि मोबिलिटी है, economic social mobility in smaller towns, even casteism, religion and racism, all these kind of factors, they are available in smaller cities, smaller towns. But in big cities there is open society, cosmopolitan things, like open ideas are there, so you can find like that. So these kind of economic factor, social factor, cultural factor, so in these terms you can write your answer. और ऐसा केवल not only in India but all over world, in developing countries you can find this kind of relationship. Like in Thailand there is only one big city is there. In Pakistan also there are very few cities where you will find the population migration. In nearby Sri Lanka also only Colombo and some very few cities are there where you can name. So these, in big perspectives to India also, our economic growth जो है, it has been, you know, a very very discriminatory. How? Because in India also there are only few cities. Only growth has been centric to only few cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai and Kolkata. There are only 5 to 6 mega cities are there. Only growth has occurred over there. So these cities, they tend to attract population from all over the India. So these cities, they act as an island of growth in a poor region. Or these are only regions, these are only centers of islands of growth in a non-growing areas. So because of that, our country and other developing countries, they are facing this kind of situation. तीसरा पार्ट इसमें आप क्या लिखोगे कि schemes और initiative started by government of India to develop these smaller towns. So कैसे smart city project is there, smart city, दूसरा हृदय स्कीम इज देयर, प्रसाद स्कीम इज देयर, है ना, और भी ढेर सारे महात्मा दिस और इन्यूमरेबल ऑफ स्कीम्स आर देयर, सो दैट this infrastructure, road, transport facilities, they can also hospital, education, so innumerable of factors, they are being promoted in these smaller towns also, so that they can also become attractive for migrants. And why it is necessary? Because huge migration which is happening from village area to city, they are creating innumerable of problems in big cities like slum development, congestion, so much traffic on roads, and these people, they are not finding proper living conditions, so they are living in either in slums or beneath the these bridges everywhere like that. this problem, and because of that some social problems may be like theft, sometimes the robbery also. So these kind of crimes also, they can also happen. So India need to, you know, address this thing. And why it is also most important, because in future there are various bodies, they have reported that in future India will, you know, in India right now we are having only 30 to 40% of urban population, but in future we will have 75% population of urban, living in urban areas by 2050. So we have to have some plan regarding urbanization. So we have to develop these smaller towns by various initiative. Okay, I think you have got the idea about this thing. So this answer again is written by one student. Why do large cities tend to it, and she made some facts diagram also. You can write in that manner also. Push factor, pull factor, ऐसे करके आप लिख सकते हो.